We are going to record. Okay. It is 8:01. We're going to start. My name is Sherry Fredericks. Welcome to the Dream Achievers. I was going to say weekly call. We took a week off, or perhaps I took a week off, but I'm going to try to keep them weekly if at all possible. Next week, Monday night, we're going to talk about holiday gift giving. That following week is, of course, going to be Jill Blyzik Strahan, except it'll be on a Thursday. So when you're on the Dream Achievers team page, check out the link for that. So, Angie, welcome. We see you just joined us. Gail and Robin and Bree, thank you for joining us. We are just going to probably talk tonight about the elephant in the room, and perhaps that's the website that was just launched. So we're just going to dive into that because I do like to keep these calls only 30 minutes. And then I want to end with some positives. So not that we're going to get down and dirty, because we're not, but I know it's been a little bit of a challenge for a couple of you. So I did talk to Julie Kavanaugh today at 1. I had about 40 minutes of her time, and she's our VP of marketing. And she's really been instrumental in rolling out this website. So I'm just going to share a couple things that she did share. If you have a question, I think you can go ahead and ask. If you want to wait till I'm done, that's fine too. But I'm going to tackle first what was happening with orders. Perhaps if you had any parties going on, you might have had a couple orders go to Tastefully Simple and not to you. So what happened was when it rolled out October 3rd, they had some issues. You know what? I'm going to backtrack a minute. You're probably thinking, why the heck did they do this right now? Did anybody else think that? I think probably everybody would raise their hand. I mean, I'll be brutally honest with you. I'm like, what were you guys thinking? Well, I don't really have an answer to that other than to say they had been wanting to roll out this website for a very long time. Like I think back in last February, they thought it was going to roll out and it was just taking forever and ever. If I was running the company, let's just say I would have waited till January. I bet if you were running the company, you would have done the same thing. But for whatever reason, they decided to roll it out. I can tell you with 100% swear in a stack of Bibles, they never thought it would have so many glitches. So I just want you to know that. I want you to know that they, you know, anytime you roll something out, there's going to be some little things, but they had no idea it was going to be that bad. So why did they roll it out in October? I think, I'm just going to say this, I think Jill said, let's do it, and had no idea some of the things that were going to affect us. Okay, so I just wanted to address that because I'm sure you were all wondering. So orders from October 3rd to October 7th is what Julie said. They had some problems. And she said any orders after the 8th, after the 7th, they had fixed the link. They had fixed that URL. I mean, some of us had online parties and our clients were clicking on that URL and it didn't go to the consultant, nor did it go to the host. So she said that has been fixed. Now, maybe, hopefully it has for you. I can tell you one thing that they're doing, and I thought they were going to go live this afternoon, and I guess they're going to do it tomorrow to help with the situation. And just listen to me because it's not 100% help, but it's a little bit. So if you have a client that has ordered from you in the last 12 months, and they ordered from you from October 3rd through the 7th, and it didn't go to you, they will credit you. You will get credit for it. That's what Julie told me. Now, does that mean it's going to help the host? I don't know, but at least that's what she said. Now I go, great, Julie, but what about, I have 2 fundraisers that are going on during that time. I don't know if Sophie's grandma from Arizona placed an order, and that is something that's going to have to be taken care of, you know, where you would find out and you'd have to talk to Tastefully Simple. So that I know kind of is not so good, but I don't have an answer for you on that other than if you are doing online parties, I know a lot of you are, and you've been really good about thanking the clients on the Facebook page, and you're also connecting with your host and saying, look at Sue, these are all the people that have ordered. And then maybe they said, oh, I thought Mindy ordered. And it actually, she did, but it didn't get on the party. So then you'd want to connect with Tastefully Simple. So any questions on that or comments? I know, it's tough. Okay, so then let's move on to, it's a little wonky, but let's move on to someone, there's been some thought out there that you can no longer set up your own catalog party or your own mystery host party. And Julie said that's not the case. It was like something that was taken out of context. She's like, 2 + 2 does not equal 5. So she said, no, that's not the case. You can set up a catalog party in your name, and you can set up a mystery host party. But what you can't do, and this has been happening, and it's not the intent, is you can't go to the public website anymore and place an order in your name and use a code and link it to that online party. Does that make sense?
No.
Sheila, help me with this, because we were just talking about this a little while.
Makes sense why they're doing it, but why can't we do that now? I mean, is this a policy change?
Well, to my understanding, the codes were never meant for consultant use. They were meant as a marketing tool to market different areas, different parts of the United States. And once a consultant would see that code, then word would get out that there's this code, and then everybody was going on to the public website and using that code, and then their marketing wasn't working as they had intended. So I think the problem was with the codes, number one, but also consultants placing inventory orders potentially, and then linking them to a party, which has always been against policy. So that part really wasn't anything new to me, that's not allowed. Make sense?
So then what, if we set up our own party and we set an order, it goes as a consultant, it doesn't count?
Nope, see, so Angie, just like it was before, you could still do that, but you just need to place it in My HQ.
Mm.
But
So is it in the policies that we can't use codes? I don't think it is.
I can't.
Are they gonna change it? I mean,
I just know, like Sheila said, the codes were never meant for consultants. They were meant as a reward for clients, for the marketing reasons, and just as a thank you. So I know they never put it out of the ballpark, Angie, as far as saying, you know, like Margaret had posted a while ago on our team page to say, guys, you know what? These codes are to be used for clients, not consultants. So Angie, is it in the policy? I can't answer that. I've been too busy to like really look at that, but I just knew that. So does that make sense?
yeah, for Tastefully Simple it does.
I really like this flat one.
So did you think the codes could be used for consultants, Angie?
Yeah, we were encouraged to use them. I mean, I remember being on calls where they'd say, go to the public site. You have to do it on the public and use the code. So,
I would agree.
yes,
I did the same things.
yeah, I mean, never have we, that I ever heard, have we been told we can't use the codes? I mean, especially the ones they send in our boxes that come to us in our houses.
I know.
No.
But it's supposed to be met, Amy and Angie, and I get it. But does someone have the TV on or something? Because I'm hearing a lot of background. If you could mute your line, that'd be great. Thank you. Well, I can't stand up for Tastefully Simple any more than just to say the codes are meant for clients. Yes, you get them in your boxes. I get them in my boxes too when I do an order, either for myself or for a client, but the codes are meant for that. So Angie and Amy, I'm sorry that you didn't realize that, or the rest of you, but that is what it is.
Well, and I think one thing, I don't know, maybe you have a better ear for them, but that was the only thing that would kept me in Tastefully Simple these last few years, because when they cut our commissions down so much, like I would do fundraisers and you couldn't make more than 10, 20%. So by adding a code, it made it worth it. And so, I mean, that's just something, now I'm not worried about it because I'm doing fine, but that is something that they need to probably consider. I don't know. Am I alone in that?
No, you're not alone.
Yeah. Especially when
I
I was
get it.
like barely making $500 a month. It wasn't worth it to make 10% and do all this work. But when you added the other 10, it was like, okay, yeah. So I think that's something they need to think about, and I know that's a hard truth, and I am grateful for the company, but at the same time, we've put up with a lot too of changes, not put up with, but we've had a lot of changes, and I think they need to hear that maybe.
Yep. I agree with you, Angie. I agree with you. But I did say something to that effect, with the change, but let's just hang tight. I mean, they're reevaluating. I just say hang tight. You know what I mean? I hope that even a week from now, we can look back and go, oh, that was tough. That didn't, sit well with me, but guarantee they are looking at it, and hopefully they'll figure out a win-win for everybody, you guys.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, just maybe if somebody could say something, because, we could lose people that could eventually start doing well again, like me,
Angie, we're so glad you're still here.
Yeah. But I mean, and the codes really they are only thing that really made it worth it. I don't know. I saw a few other people shaking their heads. So I'm not trying to preach to the choir here, but if you can put a bug in somebody's ear and say, consider this.
Well, hey, believe me, if the bottom line was 20%, hallelujah, run to the, whatever, I was never a proponent for the 10 to 15, but again, that's not, but they've heard. So we'll keep sharing. But I totally get what you're saying, Angie. So, but anyway, okay. So that's where that's at. So yes, you can do a Cadillac party. Yes, you can do a mystery host party. But if it's an order for, clients or yourself, you got to do it in my HQ, okay? Because otherwise it will not go to the party. Okay. Recipes. I wish that she could have given me a deadline or when it's good. Oh, I see someone else that wants to join us. When the recipes were going to be back on, and she said she couldn't, but she told me, rest assured, she's breathing down their necks and they're working on it as fast as they can. And as soon as they're up, they'll let us know. So of course we'll be watching for that, and we'll put that on here. And yeah, I can't even, I can't believe it. But again, it is what it is. So we just got to work with what we have.
Do you know, Sherry? Oh, go ahead.
I was just asking, is it internal that's doing the new website, or did they hire someone?
Oh, they've hired someone. I mean, they've been working on this dang thing forever. It's a group. I don't know what their name is, but they've had this. I mean, remember, Angie, this thing was supposed to be rolled out like last February.
I remember, but I knew.
Yeah, I mean, this has been in the works for a very long time. So,
yeah. So I just can't believe an outside company is doing. Yeah.
Sherry, do you know, are they gonna do the URL where it used to automatically post the picture, or is it gonna always be PDF and you have to kind of clip the image and paste it in there yourself?
Well, you can still copy and paste the URL. I mean, I've been doing that on my parties. I don't know the answer to that, Amy. It's a good question, but you can still go to that recipe and copy it's worked for me.
Well, it's a PDF, and so
I've been doing that, but you have to cut like a little picture of it so people can see the picture to get them entertained in clicking the URL link.
Amy, that's more of a Facebook thing. So once that URL works, Facebook will look for a picture that's associated with it, the thumbprint. So if that URL is working, it should. That's more of a Facebook thing. But PDF, it can't search for that because of the way it's written.
So great question. I do not know the answer to that.
And when I got into the recipes, that little glitch, remember how she talked about some of you found it? I was one because I posted it's working. And it was the URL. So, I mean, it was the same. It should work. I clicked on recipes. I was in them. Just wish I saved them. Yeah, and it did work, Amy.
Jackie Pitco shared with me today that if you go to Google and you type in almond pound cake, absolutely delicious bars, tastefully simple. I don't know if anybody saw that. I haven't had a chance to bring it onto our page, but it's not pretty, but you can, if you try that, you'll find the recipe and it just doesn't look as nice. So you guys, I know it's super discouraging, but again, they are working on it. And again, I totally get it. I'm not standing up for them, but we got to keep moving forward. And I really think within a week or by the end of this week, they'll have it figured out.
Is that
I
what
mean, Julie Kavanaugh, before she rolled it out, was 99% sure that she had to go around. You know, like you saw, Angie, and then it just
Mhm.
wasn't working. So,
Jerry, if you go to Pinterest, I have found almost every single recipe on Pinterest.
oh, there you go.
But if you click on the link, if it's a link based, it won't work. But if
Right.
they have retyped it, they will. And I found most were link based, Barb. Did you find that?
No, actually, I just copied the image down onto a Word doc and did it that way.
Yeah.
So if you copy a save as image, it's a link, but if you just actually copy it, the image, and just paste it onto a Word doc, that's what I sent out or attached. So
Okay.
it gave me also another way to contact my customer because I did a private message with a recipe, and at least for some it worked. So I figured it was a better workaround than just having a link show up in Facebook that went nowhere.
Good idea, Barb. Okay, was there something? Oh, go ahead. Does someone else have another question? No. Okay, I feel like there's something else I was going to talk about, but
I did find something that I talked with Angie about today. Setting up fundraisers does not come up and says fundraiser on the page, the link for the customers. It'll come up and say party, even though it's a fundraiser. So for a Phi Theta Kappa, I had to put the hostess in as a last name of Kappa, and the first name was Phi Theta. And then it came up as Phi Theta Kappa's fundraiser, or party actually. It still doesn't say fundraiser.
Yeah.
And there's,
And
I
have
tried
on
it like
my list
4
of
different
things
ways.
for-
so the fundraiser's not working because it was working before the change, but
It
you're
was.
Right.
And
It
I
doesn't
even
work
did a
now.
dummy one. You know, I set one up and it did. Yeah, it just says party. You even put in the organization, but I think it doesn't pull from that. It pulls from the name.
Yeah.
So, I have it
It
on
takes a
my
little
list to
doing.
submit it, but I haven't done it.
okay. Well, that's like what we used to do before they had the I'm having a fundraiser thing. Okay, well, I'm sure they're working on that. Incentive tracker, I did ask Julie about that. I don't know if any of you are missing the incentive tracker. I know I
Yes.
am as for you guys as team members. And she said they're working on they're working on that, and I have no idea why they don't have it. I mean, other than they used all their manpower or person power to get this website up, but for the life of me, I was kind of wanting to say BS because it hasn't changed. You know what I mean? The point structure. But anyway, they know that people want it. They're working on it, and let's just hang tight. So
I have a question.
yeah.
So I am wondering why in the world we don't have a Facebook party setup. Like when you go and you click in and you're during a Facebook party, you have to put in as a catalog party. And the reason why it annoys me is because when you put in as a catalog party and then the customers click on that and it just says the end date of the catalog party. And it confuses the heck out of everyone.
I
It
wish
would be nuts.
I wish Jill was on the call because I've asked her that exact same question, Jill Blazek Strahan, and she goes, Sherry, you think it would be an easy fix, but it's not. According to her, it's absolutely not. And again, I don't know.
think we lose so much business because of that, because the customers get confused. They think that the party hasn't started yet, and then they just click out of it, and then they just go away and never order.
Yeah,
I think we lose a lot.
I agree. They're aware of it, and like Jill said, you would think that you could just fix it, but you can't. They still have on their TS online party, and I know especially for new team members, if I haven't told them, please do not use that, because common sense would say that's what you would use.
Yeah,
Yes,
and I am aware of that.
But you don't want to use that. So
yeah.
my HQ is like a dinosaur, you guys. We just got to work with what we have. And Desiree, very valid point. They're aware of it. I wish I could say, boom, it was fixed.
I wish that they would just, I don't know. I don't mean to complain because I love our products. I love, like, this is what I want to do. So I don't want to be like nitpicky, but like I wish that they would just fix these teeny little details instead of worrying about this huge big thing that doesn't seem important to me in any way. I don't know.
Well, I agree. You know, my best solution, you guys, and I know you're like, really, is just help@tasteLikeSimple.com. Is to send, and I know you're like, I don't have time for that. I get that. But if you can send that in with your concerns, I do know they look at them. And I think the more they hear from the field, Desiree, I can just tell you, yes, they know that, but they're spending their resources on this public website. And then once the public website has the glitches out of it, then my HQ is what they'll work on. But who knows, that might take a while too. So you guys, there's a lot of things that I wish I could say, fix, 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 as well as all of you, but it just is what it is. So we just got to move forward. Is there anything else? We have 8 minutes left. Anything else that I can help you with?
Is anybody having issues with consultants not being able to join? Because I have one that can't and she won't call. So I didn't know.
What's going on?
She just says it keeps saying you must call customer service. So she's like, I'll try tomorrow. I'm like, no, you need to call customer service. Yeah.
Sometimes it's a credit card thing. I hate to say.
I don't know. So
I mean, and it could be a legit. I mean, maybe she didn't realize. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. I mean, totally. So I didn't know if that was an issue with anybody else.
Angie, if you remember, it did that to me because you and I talked like 5 times late on a Saturday night. Have her wait 24 hours.
Yeah, and she tried today.
Because of the holiday and over the weekend, I would give it 24 business hours. Yeah. That might help. Just a thought.
But the other thing is to go, get rid of her cookies if she knows how to do that, or just, go to a different computer or go to a different device. Perhaps something weird happened. I know that's a pain, but.
Angie, you know what I do for a living. Pass her on to me and I'll help her if I can.
Right.
I'm IT support for a college.
There you go. That's awesome, Barb. Okay, anything else that you want to get off your chest?
I hope I didn't complain too much. I don't mean.
I know you're frustrated. I get it. And I wish I could say it's all, I mean, I don't even know what to say on some of that stuff, other than all the issues you've brought up, they are aware of. And we've talked to them. And I can just say, that's why I wanted to do this call tonight, so you could kind of get it out. Because if you're like me, it's like, let me just talk about it. I feel better. And, oh, Desiree feels this way. And Angie or Amy, so we feel better. And then my best advice, you guys, is just move on. I'm irritated that this is affecting us during this really critical, awesome time. So just only, take a lot of your energy and move forward, which I know you are, right? And hopefully a week from now, the bigger stuff will be taken care of, maybe by tomorrow, I don't know. And we'll just be rocking and rolling. So there's a lot of great stuff going on out there. You guys are all doing a lot of great stuff. I don't mean to point my finger, but all of you on this call are doing great stuff. So just try to focus on that. If you really need to talk to me, absolutely. Because like I said, sometimes I just got to talk to somebody and get it off my chest. I totally get that.
Totally. I agree.
Yep. Desiree, you and I had a little conversation the other day.
Yes.
So please.
You're scared to call me, Sherry.
I know. Well, anyway, I'm always just a phone call away. So next Monday night, we're going to talk about holiday gift giving. That following week, we're going to have Jill on the call. I can tell you guys, people are loving our products, as I know so many of you know. I mean, Sheila just shared her example. What was someone going to order from you? And you said, why don't we do a party? And it's over 500.
Yeah, she just had a tasting party in July, and she had a few orders right now and said, should we just try a catalog party? And I'm going to close it tomorrow. It's over $500.
Nice.
And it's just 3 months later. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so fantastic. So people need our products. Everybody's eating at home. They're wanting to try some fun things. We're there for them. So one last call. Otherwise, I'm going to say we're done. Anybody have any positives they want to share, like a little victory or anything?
Yeah, let's hear some victories, some good things.
What's going
Okay,
on?
I'm gonna brag only because it's only my third weekend, and I just landed a fundraiser with 140 people selling
Nice.
on Facebook. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Oh, Barb, that's wonderful. Can you tell us the organization, or would you prefer not? Just to give us an idea.
No, it's nationwide, so it's open to anybody. PTK is the National Honor Society for Community Colleges, and
Oh,
most community colleges have it, and most of them do face-to-face fundraising this time of year. So any of your colleges or schools that need fundraisers, and I've got one on the hook for the Moose Lodge out in the state of Washington, and it looks like it's going, instead of they're doing it locally, they're now talking about doing it regionally. So
Oh, wow.
hoping.
fantastic.
Awesome.
How did you connect with that? I mean, if you could give someone, those of us who
Sure.
all here a tip, it's like, how did you make that happen?
So for the college, the sponsor of the club, one of the sponsors was at my blast off party. And so I know that she was sponsor of a club and they couldn't do face-to-face stuff. So I sent her a little bit of information, and then I finally came up with, one of the things I'd love to rebuild for Tastefully Simple is that they need to rebuild their whole fundraiser thing. It needs to be upgraded majorly. So I just sent out information, and I made a document, and basically what my percentage is, what my commitment is to the community, and so forth, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And the idea of not having to deliver, not having to collect money, having everything all done through the website was like the perfect thing. And the one gal had already been, both impact for both fundraisers, they had already been to Facebook parties. So I explained what I would do different.
Yeah.
And I'm literally working on the post on Cinch Sarah now. And the other one goes to the board Thursday night.
Excellent. Well, good
Wow.
luck, Barb. And you've been with us for 3 weeks?
Yeah. But
Woo!
this isn't my first go around with direct sales. My husband and I were regional managers in Tupperware 25 years.
Awesome.
Good, good, good. Well, you run with it, Barb. You go.
Lots of great experience.
Yeah.
Having fun, and that's what I needed in my life right now. So
Yeah, and it is a lot of fun. Let's end with one more victory. Anybody else?
For all my bitching and moaning, I have 4,000 sales already.
Woo!
What are your sales?
4,000.
Wow.
What?
I don't really know how. I keep looking. I'm like, it's gotta be wrong. Yeah, just parties, but yeah. So
Angie.
I gotta quit bitching.
Well, Angie,
Yeah, no more bitching from you.
You're done.
I'm not a negative person either. Barb knows me really well. She knows that. Okay.
Yeah, you're just frustrated. You're just frustrated. But congratulations. The ball is just rolling since June for you, Angie. Did you get your flip-flops yet?
No, but I got my shoes, my tennis shoes, but I didn't get the flip-flops because they came in, I ordered, and then they were in the cart the next day.
Oh,
So I
okay.
already ordered. I'm not
I
very.
just know that was like those flip-flops should almost be like framed for
The
you.
tennis shoes. It was the tennis shoes. Yeah.
Oh, it's the tennis shoes that
I hate
changed
flip-flops.
everything.
Yeah. Mhm. I know. I thought of that when they came. I'm like, I got to do something with these.
Well, next time when we have a training on all the extra money you're making, Ange, you'll have to share that with us. But we're gonna end with your victory. So thank you guys for joining us. It's fun to see your smiling faces. Again, if you need to talk to me personally, just private message me. Otherwise, I want you guys to have a great week, and we're gonna be back here in our Zoom room next week at 8 p.m. Have a good night, you guys.
Hey, Desiree.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Desiree, I saw your face and I'm like, oh, was I supposed to call